There is an update in the Amos Miller Amish farmer case. What was scheduled to occur on December 16th was Amos Miller going to jail, a judgment of over $300,000, monetary judgment being issued against both him and his wife and his farm, which they could immediately collect upon, which could shut down his farm while he's jailed. Mm-hmm. And there was a bunch of arrested meat that had been seized because it didn't comply with USDA's definition of what's a good meat. Well, we did reach a settlement on the short-term issues. The contempt hearing will not take place next Friday. It has all been put in stay in abeyance. There's going to be no monetary judgment of some big amount. There's a reasonable payment plan on some of the much more modest amounts, and there's going to be no jail. So Amos and the arrested food is going to be released in a way that Amos can make productive use of it.
Amos Miller is an Amish farmer in Bird in Hand, Pennsylvania, operating a private membership association with 4,000 members nationwide. Being a private membership association, Miller operates under private and not public resale standards. In 2019, however, the federal government stepped in and began imposing searches of private property, court orders, six-figure fines, and threats of imprisonment for Miller himself. For a month-by-month recap covering the escalation of Miller's case, please see the link in this video's description. In August of 2022, the Amos Miller story was catapulted into national attention. With this heightened level of public interest, Amos Miller was able to retain Robert Barnes as his primary attorney for the case.
So these are people who want their food made in a very particular way. They do not want their food controlled by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. They do not want certain chemicals on their food. They do not want certain additives or preservatives on their food. His entire customer base is based on people who do not want the U.S. Department of Agriculture's version of food. So that's the background for the case.
Robert Barnes served as representative in the Court of Public Opinion in the 2021 Kyle Rittenhouse versus Wisconsin case. According to Barnes, as the attorney for Miller's organic farm, he is in pursuit of both short-term and long-term solutions. Barnes' short-term solution was to remove the imminent threat of prison time for Amos Miller, see the removal of fines aimed at bankrupting Miller's organic farms, and reverse the restrictions placed on Miller's food inventory.
Long-term solution is to build a custom exception plan that allows people to get the food they want and farmers to make it the way they want without the government overseeing all of it. So the short-term issues have been resolved. We're still in the intermediary solutions and the long-term solutions. But for Amos, at least he'll be able to have Christmas at home, not in jail, and the farm won't be facing imminent bankruptcy. I'm hopeful that we'll get resolutions so that Amos can get done what he needs to get done, and the people that want Amos's food the way Amos makes it can get it as such. Some of those folks may need to start bringing suits to clarify this in a range of jurisdictions, independent of and separate from Amos's case. But also, I think it's a call for legislative reform. Amos Miller's case and aspects of it show they got to change the laws, remove the U.S. Department of Agriculture from controlling food supply, period. They should be in the labeling and marketing business, not the food governance business. And at a minimum, it should be made crystal clear in the law that no government regulation shall be interpreted to limit what a person puts in their own body under informed consent. I do think there are people out there that want to misuse this and abuse this power to control what we can eat.
The bottom line is that the USDA has put itself between 4,000 families and their ability to decide what food they put into their mouths. And that is a personal attack on fundamental human rights. If you are not one of the 4,000 customers of Miller's Organic Farms, I want to highly encourage you to find your local farm using eatwild.com, a nationwide directory aimed at connecting local farmers to local consumers.